When I turned 18, I got around $52,069 from my mom because she'd been saving up $200 at 2% interest rate, compounded daily, and I got all this money at once. Now, here's what I did with this money. I went straight to school, to college, and I didn't have to pay for any student loans. I also took a portion of it and I bought me some real estate, which is great. Now, you might call this a handout, but I like to call this fiction. It's not real. I didn't get any money whatsoever when I turned 18. All I got were student loans, okay? But it would be a very great scenario if when you turn 18 you had somebody there to create some leverage for you. It would be awesome, right? But most parents don't do this because it's not really in the culture. No one really saves up for their kids. All they really like to do is this, okay? You know, Tommy needs a monkey or like AirPods or like a iPhone or something like that, you know? He needs all this stuff, you know? But here's my thing. No one needs extra puffy Pampers and extra like fancy strollers. People don't need that, you know. What kids do need is a savings account, and that's why in this video I'm gonna show you guys exactly the highest, the best savings accounts out there for kids, and also step by step how to actually get one, and also what you should be looking for every time you look for savings accounts for a kid. So by the time you watch this video, you might be my age right now, and you might not have any kids, but in the future, when you are ready to have kids, you can actually use this exact same method to actually find the savings accounts for you that's right for you and your kid, okay? Just to clarify that. Now, I want to ask you guys a question later on in the video, but for right now I want to tell you one thing. If you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant. I post videos on YouTube every single day, daily content. Subscribe to the channel, notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. On top of that, do me a favor, hit the like button, really appreciate it. And here's that question, okay? Comment down below and let me know, at what age do you think kids start to understand money? I guarantee you will. Okay, for example, right? At what age do you think kids start to understand this is like a $20 bill, okay? At what age do you think kids start to understand that this buys you a lot more than this does, okay? So comment down below right now and let me know. And if you commented already, here's the answer. Kids start to understand money, like, you know, you have money, you buy something. For example, okay, just to clarify, because some people out there might tell me, Tommy, you're crazy. This is not true. This is an item. This is money. A kid might say like, hey, mommy, give me money, let me buy this. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like analytics. I'm not talking about finance. I'm talking about like simplicity, okay? Now, the age, if you comment down below, is actually age 3. It's insane. I had no idea. So at age 3, kids have to understand that with money, you can buy items, you can buy AirPods, you can buy brushes. I have all these items behind there, okay? Just don't ask me any questions. But that's my main thing, guys. The earlier you start with your kids, the better it is, because the understanding of money comes in at age 3. So that's insane. So there's no too early to understand, talk about money. No. The faster, the better. Now, before I get started and I tell you what to look for in the savings accounts, the best savings accounts out there right now, I want to clarify one thing. The entire idea in this video, in this entire like strategy, is just to be consistent. Whether you're putting in $10 a week, $1 a day, it doesn't matter. The whole point is just like saving up some money for your kids. And I'll be honest with you guys, okay? If your kid is asking you for a Netflix account, and that's like $10 a day, rather than getting that, maybe put that money towards a savings account. Rather than getting them a new iPhone, get them a Nokia or a Samsung, and then just use that money, the rest of the money, to put into a savings account, okay? There's no excuse whatsoever, because I guarantee you that every now and then you have kids and you want to spoil them. Rather than spoil them, save money for them consistently. That's the idea. That's the head start. That's how they win at life. Well, not really win, you know, but it's like a head start, you know, because I'm still winning. I didn't have a head start. You're probably winning too. And the whole point is like, you know, if I had more money in the beginning, I'd probably be in a different level now, okay? Because inheriting something isn't like bad. It's pretty cool when you're actually prepared from birth, okay? That's awesome. So now that we understand that at age 3, kids start learning, and we also understand that consistency is key, let's start talking about what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, guys, is actually what to look for in the savings accounts, the best savings accounts options, and also alternatives to this entire thing, okay? So, number 1, Tommy, what should I look for in a savings accounts for my kids whenever I'm shopping around for savings accounts? Because right now, I'm in the market, I just had a triplet, and I need some money, okay? I want to put it aside for these kids. Now, the answer is this. The first thing you should be looking for is this, FDIC Insurance, or NCUA Insurance. Now, you might be asking me, Tommy, what is this, okay? Well, you know, you ever heard about FDIC Insurance? You know, anything happens with the bank, it gets shut down, it just goes bankrupt. The government actually backs up $250,000. That's what it is. Now, NCUA insurance is actually the same thing as FDIC insurance, but it's more for credit unions instead of like regular banks, okay? Just to clarify that. So again, you want to make sure you're saving up money, but you want to make sure also that if the bank goes bankrupt, the government will still cover everything you actually deposit into that account, up to like $250,000 most and often, okay? But it's a lot of money, so just to put it out there, make sure it always has FDIC insurance. On top of that, you want to make sure it has a high APY. Now, Tommy, it doesn't matter. I'm just saving up money. I'm not going to touch it. I don't care about the APY. Well, the answer is this. You want a very high one, and here's why. Because inflation is around 2%. I think it went up, actually, but it's 2%. You want to make sure whatever savings account you actually get in has at least 2% or 1%. But at least it's just like trying to fight inflation, because at the end of the year, at the end of those 18 years, you're going to lose a lot more money to inflation than you would have thought if you just had it in a high-yield savings account that was making you money all while you saved money. So then that way, you fight inflation and you're ahead of the curve, okay? Just to clarify that. On top of that, you also want a beneficiary, or you also want a will. Anything happens to you, anything happens to your kid, you want to make sure everything is set up. Now, I know this is morbid, you don't want to think about it, but it is the truth. And I heard people tell me, Tommy, everything's going to be fine. The next day, they get run over by a bus. So just make sure everything is taken care of before you start any of this process, from wills to making sure everything, okay? You don't want to like go away and people have to like scramble around to figure things out. Don't do that. Just like make sure everything is like in place before you leave. Now, on top of that, you want to make sure that the interest is actually compounded daily and distributed every single month. Now, Tommy, what does this mean? Well, whenever you earn interest, it should be compounded every single day, meaning you earn more money like that. And also, it should also be given to you every single month. I've heard a bunch of offers out there telling me, Tommy, you get 3%, but you get it at the end of the year. I don't want that. I want my money deposited into my account every single month. I want to see it grow. Now, not just for me, but you want to see the kid actually see the money grow, so they can be like, okay, wow, my money is growing. That's insane. That's awesome, And that's what I like about this entire thing. But if you want something that's like locked in, a CD, some like crazy, no, just don't do it, okay? Just make sure like whatever you're doing, it has a monthly or quarterly, whatever it is, but it has some type of interest rate that actually gives it to you every single so often, okay? So the kid can actually see it grow, and you can also see it grow. Now, the fourth thing I would actually look for here is, more than often, you want to make sure it has no fees, and it also has some type of special promotion. So, for example, sometimes when you start saving up money, they say like, hey, if you save up money, we'll give you 2% or maybe like 1.5%. But if you set up like an automatic transfer of like $100 every single month, well, we'll give you 2.50%, maybe 2.30%. Isn't that great? Yeah, it is great. So if they have a promotion, ask about it. And if they do have one, take advantage of it. Because again, sometimes it's like $25,000, but most cases, just like $100 every single month should get you a higher APY, because it's consistent for the bank and they can actually depend on that money every single month. So that's awesome. So if you can get one of those, great. If you find one of those, actually comment down below, let me know. Now, number 2 is this, guys. I actually want to give you guys some hot tips, because I've seen a lot of parents, like, they do so much for their kids, but they never really do it correctly. They kind of like enable the kids and kind of like stumble the entire kids process. So in reality, here are the hot tips, okay? The first one is this. You want to make sure you save it for a reason and the kid also knows it. Whether it's college, investment properties, or whatever it is, you want to make sure they're well aware of why you're saving the money for them and why they will eventually save up money for themselves also. So don't just be like, okay, this is our savings accounts, we're just putting the money in here. No. It's so frustrating to know that you have money there, but you don't know for what reason, okay? It's so stupid. So, second thing is this, guys. You also want to invest. Now, you might tell me, Tommy, I can't get an investment account for my kid in their name until they turn 18 or 16. And the answer is this, you're kind of right. But in reality, you're the kid's parents. I'm pretty sure you're not going to rob them. So I would probably make an investment account on their behalf. And then I would get that will I told you about and write it down like, hey, this entire investment account is supposed to be for Johnny or Billy or Timmy or Zuzi or whatever her name is, or his name, So just make sure you're also saving and also investing. Because again, I might save $100 or $200 every single month for my kids, but I also want to make sure I'm saving another $100 or like half of that into an investment account, so then that can grow also. So imagine this. You graduate from high school, you have $50,000 in a savings account, and you also have $100,000 in an investment account. That's a crazy, crazy head start. On top of that, you want to make sure that at some point you cut off the, I don't know what this is called, but you know how bicycles have like little wheels on the side? I don't know what those are called. Like, comment down below if you know what it's called. But my main thing is this. You want to make sure you cut off the safety wheels. I don't know what it's called. I don't know, But here's my thing. At some point, you might be putting money into the account, but at some point, it's time for you to let that kid put money into their account by themselves. For example, once they hit maybe like 14, by the way, I got my first job when I was 12 years old. Okay, so once they're like 14 to 16, let them get their own job part-time and let them save their own money also. Now, you want to make sure you match it or you help them some type of way. If you want to, you don't have to, but just have them like get into that rhythm of like, hey, save that money. If you give them an allowance, make sure they're also saving some of the allowance also towards that savings accounts for long term, one for short term, and also one for investing. Again, and guys, I hate to see this, okay, but I see it all the time. I see kids all the time, they're like 10 or 11, and their mom or dad still has them rolling around in a stroller. It's ridiculous, okay? At some point, you gotta let the kid grow, and you gotta let that kid invest and save for themselves by earning their own money, okay? Once they hit like 12 to like 14, it's time to let them like, kind of like get a part-time job or start working in some type of way. Now, my fourth tip is this, guys. I see this all the time. Parents do everything correctly except sit down and talk to their kids every single week or every single month, okay? What do I mean by this? I mean, you're saving up the money, yes, but I want you to sit down and budget with them and explain to them how money works and why we're doing this every single week and compound the interest, because you want to make sure actively you're showing them exactly how everything works. So then by the time they turn 18, they don't just have like $50,000 to waste, but they have $50,000 to invest, okay? So just make sure you're investing, you're saving, you're talking to them, and then that way they can actually be prepared for the future, because a lot of kids out there inherit money and just waste it. But if your kid knows exactly and you taught your kids exactly how to manage money, then this should be good. Now, it's time to get into, well, Tommy, I know all the stuff, okay? I know exactly what to look for. I know the tips. But what about the savings accounts that are currently out there for my kid? Which one should I get and why? Now, I got 3 for you guys here. You can look up more. And if you know any more out there, just comment down below. But these 3 should be perfect for you. And the first one is actually Capital One 360 savings accounts. Now, this only offers around 1% APY. It has no monthly fees, no minimums. And on top of that, it also has an app that's very friendly, so your kid and you can actually share the entire process. But my main thing is this, this is a bank, it's FDIC insured, and it covers all the points, and it also offers like 1%, which is not a lot, but it can be something, and it is something compared to like 0.10% from Chase. So, pretty good if you ask me. On top of that, the second one is actually Aligned Kids savings accounts. Now this one actually offers around 2.10%, and it also has NCUA insurance, which again, it's a credit union. So remember this, right? This one is a credit union, so just want to make sure you understand that. By the way, not all credit unions require you to be like, oh, I'm an employee here, I work here, blah blah blah. No. To join Aligned, all you have to do is like deposit $5 to a charity, so that way they can have the entire like Aligned account, and then that's perfect. Okay, so 2.10% fights inflation, saves the money, and when they turn 13 to 14, they can get a debit card there also. So this one's pretty cool. And again, no minimum balances and no maintenance fees also. But if you want to get a paper statement, it costs around $1. So just like do everything online. You don't have to pay for like paper statements. It doesn't make any sense anymore. Now on top of that, we also have the CIT Bank, and there's a catch to this one. That's why it's all the way at the end. And they actually offer around 2.30%. But hear me out here. They require either $25,000 in the account, which is a lot of money, or they require you to deposit $100 every single month automatically. So in that way, you get 2.30%. So in reality, if you ask me, I would go with Capital One's 360 account if you don't have a lot of money to invest into your kids. And I would go, if you have $100 to invest, okay, then I would put it into CIT. But here's my thing. Not everyone has a lot of money. If you have $1, $2 to spare, and you can put it in there, that's great. But I don't want you to BS yourself and tell you, so, oh, I don't have any money, but you're paying for Netflix, paying for Disney, paying for all this stuff, but you can't afford to pay for your kid's future. That's just insane, okay? So my main thing is this. Just make sure, if you can, you put in. If you can't, then get the Capital One, okay? But if you can, you put in $100, then get that CIT one, so you can actually get that 2.30%, which is pretty high if you ask me. Now, me personally, I think Alliant and the CIT Bank are the best ones out there, if you're gonna be consistent with everything. But comment down below and let me know which one do you think is the best, and which one do you currently have, and which one do you plan on getting. Comment down below, let me know. And before I leave the video, I want to tell you guys one thing here, and it's this, kids understand money by age 3. The faster you teach them all this stuff, the better it is for you. Online banks are safe because a lot of people out there, especially parents, they think that online banks are not safe. If it's FDIC insured, you're good to go. If it's a credit union insured also, you're good to go. So don't worry so much about that. Times are changing, things are changing. Online banks are safe, they're FDIC insured, so no worries there. And guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, really appreciate it. And on top of that, make sure to subscribe to the channel, notification bell, so you get notified every time I post a new video. If you want to do me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. And if you want to watch more videos, click this one right here. And if you, guess what? If you want to click my face right here and subscribe to the channel by clicking my face right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace.